in my clock, I can't stop. Fuck around, make my 40 pop. No popcorn, I pop pistols. Reaming my body, clothing no issue. Bitch, you look sick, you need a tissue. You drop a body, I just might bless you. I'm metrosexual.
What is going on, guys? It's Wraith here, back with another video. Now, in today's video, basically what I'm going to be going over, since the recent update, there's actually been a ton of new changes going around in the community with the drum gun, with the Rift to go get in vaulted, I guess you could say. Tons of things have been happening, so I decided to make a new video about the best loadout possible for Arena, World Cup games, whatever you kind of want to do, whatever you guys want to talk about, because I feel there is very specific loadouts that can give you the best chance of winning and doing good overall. So yeah, that's basically going to be it for today's video. Hopefully you guys are enjoying this topic and are looking forward to it. And yeah, that's basically it. The stream is going to be ready for Friday. For those of you who are wondering, Friday will be the first day. Friday, Saturday. You can check out my Twitch right now if you want. It's WraithFN. If not, I'll just let you guys know when I'm going live and you guys can come check it out. But yeah, let's get right into today's video. Make sure you smash the like button, make sure you hit that subscribe button, and use creator code WraithFN in the item shop. I'll see you guys right now. The first thing we're going to be talking about, and this is obviously the biggest one, is the shotgun. What's the best? The pump's back. What is the best shotgun to use? Is combat better than the pump? Whatever, right? Let's basically get into it. And the first shotgun I'm going to talk about is the pump shotgun. And obviously it was unvaulted in this recent update, which a lot of people are happy about. But is it as good as it was? And is it still worth having in your inventory over the combat? Personally, I don't think so. So a couple of drawbacks of the pump is it has a very low fire rate, which basically requires you to have an SMG while using it, because if you don't, you're not going to be able to spam the pump like 3 shots in a row. You're basically going to need an SMG, which kind of takes away from an extra whole slot you could have. It doesn't have that much range. Like, it's very close range, and if you're anywhere farther than like 10 feet away from the person, you're probably not going to be hitting that many shots for good damage. And also it's very inconsistent. Like, you can be hitting 10, 17, 30 damage shots all the time. Like, obviously it can punish people if you're very close range. So for example, if he's right in front of me in the same box, yeah, it can 200 people. Like, it's very good close range, but you can also get very screwed from it by hitting 3 30 damage shots in a row. So honestly, not as good as a combat, and this is kind of where you get in the combat. Like, it's good for range. It can deal 50 to 60 damage range very easily. It's extremely fast fire rate, which again doesn't even require you to use an SMG, which I'll be getting later into the video about. And also its normal hitboxes are like 50 to 60 damage, so like it's not that inconsistent. Sure, you can only hit for 130 max, but there's a lot of times where you can literally hit for so much, like 60, 50, 70 damages, even though it's not even hitting close to their head, right? So honestly, I think combat's a little bit better, and then tac, I'm obviously not even going to talk about. It's terrible. Even though they got an update, trust me, don't use a tac. If you have a combat or a pump, definitely use that over top of the tac. But yeah, overall, I think the combat is still the best. Now let's move on to the AR section. So there's kind of 4 main ARs right now in the game. The first one I'm going to be talking about is the infantry rifle, only the purple or gold. The green one I'm not really going to talk about. And basically it's very good if you have good aim. That's where the big if comes in. If you don't have good aim, there's not really a point of you using it, because it can deal 84 damage for a headshot, which is absolutely incredible. And also what's the big thing is also they made it so it's 10 clips now, which is huge. Like 10 clips from 8 clips is a big difference, or 8 rounds or 10 rounds or whatever you want to say, is a super big difference, and it's definitely a big deal. And yeah, if your aim's actually really good and like you can hit a good amount of your shots, it's a really good weapon to have. Like, I honestly love it, and I'll even take it over like a purple scar or something like that, because I honestly just love it. Sure, it's not the greatest for breaking builds. Like, if you want to spam people's builds down, it's not the greatest for that, but trust me, it is very good, and I definitely recommend using this if your aim is good overall. Now the second one is the heavy AR. Even with its recent buff, I honestly don't think it's that good. I have to play with it a little bit more just to kind of see, but again, I don't think it's that good, and I don't really recommend using it that much. It's never really been that good. Like, when it first came out, it was pretty OP, but I don't know, like, it's not one of the greatest weapons. I'd definitely rather take a blue or green AR, which kind of brings me to the next one, which is basically, yeah, blue or green AR, pretty good. Like, you can't go wrong with either of them. Again, I take it over a heavy. I wouldn't take it over an infantry, like a golden or purple infantry or anything like that. But yeah, they're not bad. Like, they're pretty good to have. And then the best AR is obviously still the golden scar, I think personally. The purple one's still pretty OP. Again, I would take the golden infantry over it. But if not, you can't go wrong with the scar. I still think the golden scar is still the best AR in the game, and I would take that over anything else, even the golden infantry. But yeah, that's basically it for ARs. Now moving into the SMGs. Now the main SMGs right now are the drum gun and silence SMG. I'm not even going to talk about the burst SMG. It's absolutely terrible. I hate it. Literally making me play with it. It makes me want to barf because it's just so bad. Even with the recent changes, trust me, it's still very bad. If you like that gun, I don't know how, but hey, that's up onto you guys. But definitely the silenced is the best gun right now for the SMG area. The drum gun was, I would say, probably a little bit better because it's big round clip and fast fire rate, but now they nerfed the clip from 50 to 40, as well as the fire rate. I think they dropped it from 9 to 8, which basically means like it's a worse P90 back when the P90 was in the game. Like, it's basically just the worst version of it. So honestly, I don't like the drum gun that much. And now this is kind of what I talked about in the first, but if you have a scar and a combat, I wouldn't recommend taking an SMG because the scar can kind of do the job of an SMG for breaking builds and long range fights. But basically, if you're close range, then the combat will do just good enough. That's all you really need, basically. Now, if you're running combat and infantry rifle, then I suggest taking an SMG because infantry rifle isn't that good at breaking builds, like I kind of said. Now comes into the heal slot. So with the chug splash and all these heals right now, what do I suggest is the best kind of heals to hold? And personally, I still think it's 6 minis is still the best to have in solos. Now, if you're playing duos or squads, I highly recommend that one person holds 6 minis and then one person will hold four or more chug splashes. Now, if there's only 2 chug splashes, that's up to you. If there's like something else, like 2 big shields is something, I probably recommend taking the 2 big shields. It all kind of depends on what you kind of like. And again, if there's only 3 minis, I probably recommend taking 2 big shields if there is a big shield. Whatever the case is, right? It's kind of all up to you, but I definitely recommend doing what you think is best. But if there's 6 minis, I definitely recommend taking that because that's definitely the way to go. I think it'll give you the most heals. It's the quickest thing. Now, some people have been saying, well, what happens if there's 6 or I think 8's the max you can go? What happens if there's 8 chug splashes? Well, honestly, again, up to you. I'd probably take them if they're in a complete stack because you can get around 100 health from that or whatever the case is. So I recommend taking that over 6 minis actually, but most of the time you're not going to find big stacks like that, so most of the time it will be 6 minis, which is still very good. So now we're going to be talking about the last slot, which is either going to be kind of a rocket launcher, sniper, or whatever, right? So basically the first thing I'd say is if you have shadow bombs and it's an arena game or World Cup game, take it 100%. Now that the Rift's been vaulted, shadow bombs are basically the best way of rotation. And sure, you can have glider redeploy, and glider redeploy is not bad, it's not great, but I definitely suggest taking shadow bombs over anything else, over a rocket launcher, over a sniper, anything. Like, definitely take the shadow bombs for rotation. Now, obviously, if you're playing pubs or something, I wouldn't pick up the shadow bombs. I take the whatever, right? I take the sniper, I take the rocket launcher. But if you're playing for the win and you're playing arena or something, definitely take the shadow bombs. Now, also, you can have either kind of heavy sniper or rocket launcher, and you guys are probably like, hey, well, what would you suggest? And honestly, it kind of depends on your play style, how you play. If you play box fighting, you like pushing people, probably the best way to go is heavy sniper, so you can beat people, like you can take over people's boxes extremely easily. If you like taking high ground in fights, you like taking high ground late game, then probably the rocket launcher is the way to go. Now, obviously, if it's extremely late game, like moving circles, and you have a chance, if you have holding a heavy sniper and there's a rocket launcher there, take the rocket launcher. You're probably not going to be breaking in people's boxes that often late game. Obviously, there are times, but I'd probably rather take the rocket launcher. But again, that's kind of up to you guys. So basically, my ideal loadout would be combat, golden scar, minis, shadow bombs, and a rocket launcher. or combat, golden infantry rifle, blue suppressed, SMG, minis, and shadow bomb. But again, that's kind of all up to you guys, what you guys think is the best for you. That's just my opinion. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you smash the like button, make sure that subscribe button, use creator code WraithFN, and I'll see you guys all in the next one. Peace out.